Hello and welcome to the Black Mind Podcast, the only show where we can cry about life and death in the universe, our feelings, our personal feelings about certain situations. This is episode 186. Pretty sure it's 186. Might be 185. I actually have to look now. But fuck it. We're going to talk about things that we care about, like punching people in the dick. Joining me this week, professional dick puncher, is Allan. How are you doing, Allan?
If I'm professional dick puncher, then man, I'm not
it's not
sure.
A high bar.
Yeah, I
guess. Not a high bar.
No. See, if you're professional dick puncher,
nah, it's below the waist.
I was gonna say if you're true professional dick puncher, then you would be in WWE.
Yeah. And also joining me this week is Unumo Masuo Kodora. Sensei.
Do not understand.
Joshua Meeks, professional dick puncher. Sensei level.
Sure, I am sensei level dick puncher. I do a flinch and then you go, oh, my balls. You're like, yeah, right there.
And I am young Padawan trainee idiot. Recently banned or muted on all channels. Jeff Rock. Oh, the Black Mind Podcast. Of course. Here for your normal, everyday crash course in debauchery and torment. Yeah. Life sucks right now.
Sure does.
Kind of fun. Was minus 30 this week.
Well, it's minus 31 right now.
Yeah.
Wait.
Yeah.
Oh, don't tell me that. Oh, it's minus 25 according to Weather Network.
It's probably gonna get a little bit colder because my forecast has it to be minus 31 tonight.
Okay. Feels like minus 35. Whatever.
Yep.
That's good.
Well, surprise! Welcome to Canada.
You know what? Yeah.
Or freaking, you want to know what was the coldest day that happened in Canada whatsoever?
What?
It's happened in the Yukon, and it was during 1920s. I think it was 1920s. And the coldest day on record is 67. So it was so cold that they were fearing that if you breathed in too hard, you might freeze and or burn your lungs.
Yep.
Like, that's fucking crazy. It's like that's like near Arctic levels of bullshit. Like, that's absurd.
Yep. Oh man, it's not just bitter and cold. It's like,
fuck you, don't live. I don't want you to live.
I hate to break it to you, but we also know for a fact that Canada has the most isolating winters of all the world.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Just freaking get ready to do some sweet burnouts on the roads by accident.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, that guy's jackass. He's showboating. No, he's just trying to go from point A to point B.
He's trying to move forward.
He's trying to move forward 20 feet, but it's sadly going 10 feet.
I actually one of the guys, my sister's boyfriend, was coming back down, coming up to pick her up from after he finished work today down at the expo center. And he said, it took me 35 minutes to get here. And I'm like, it's only like a 20-minute drive. He's like, I was going half the speed limit the whole time. And I was like, yep. And I'm like, yeah, that's about right. The roads do not get good here in Edmonton. They tend to be very bad.
No.
I kind of depends where you go, but at the same time, it's like when you get more center of Edmonton, it's like, these are not great.
Mm-hmm.
And then as you go to more of the main roads, you're like, hey, these are clear. And then as you start going out from those, you're like, shit. Hope you don't crash anyone.
Yeah.
That's the reason why you need to take the roads very, 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 very slowly.
Very slow.
Yeah.
I recently found math. Somebody did math. We'll assume he's Black Scientist Man. Black Scientist Man, our favorite scientist man. Neil deGrasse Tyson.
What happened? Please don't tell me something happened.
He did math. In this talking about how many demons the Doomslayer killed, I'm just browsing Reddit right now. A little over 200 demons were killed. If we consider the most canon depiction of the Slayer's rampage through hell after the fall of Argent Denier, which is said to have lasted eons, then we can take this video as an average and multiply by 4 to get 800 demons. An hour multiplied by 24 to get 19,200 demons. A day multiplied by 365 demons a year. 7,008,000 demons a year. And 7 billion demons in millennia. And considering eons last for God knows how long, we can safely assume this
are 100,000 years. They actually do have a specific date. Eons.
How long?
Unit equal to 1 billion years. That's right, ladies and gentlemen. Doom Guy is the ultimate DILF.
Yeah. He single-handedly killed billions of demons, and now we know why they are so terrified of him.
Yep.
They did the math. Somebody also did, I think I found a new subreddit.
Oh, dear.
Yep. Okay. Should we talk about some topics, some stuff that happened this week? EA did some stuff. I don't know what positivity is anymore.
Well,
when it comes to that company, but they did something good, and that's
did they?
Yeah, they did.
What did
they
do?
did something smart. They released a free battle royale hero shooter.
Yeah, but they did that really, really quietly.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah, bud.
Like,
oh yeah.
Really quiet, like far more quiet than I ever thought.
It's weird. It's almost like they thought they were going to fuck it up somehow, but if they had done that earlier, like said, "Hey, here's our game and it actually like is going to be really good." Like everyone's like really ecstatic about it and kind of amazed. It's really weird. It's really weird how that game worked. I am just going to remove some topic channels. There we go.
I kind of wonder, what was it, Apex?
Mm-hmm.
For when that... So basically both Apex and also, what was the other one? Anthem had their, like, demo... Well, Anthem had a demo release, which kind of shit the beds a little bit. Some people didn't have a problem. Some people couldn't get on whatsoever. I kind of wonder if they shoved Anthem out first, see what their internet problems were, so that when they're going to shove out freaking Apex, people are going to go be like, "This game is awesome. I see no problems."
Right?
I'm waiting for the microtransactions to disappear. I'm not lying. I'm waiting for it to happen.
Yeah, I just kind of wonder, like, I wonder if they shoved out one game first, knowing it, like, this is kind of garbage, to be like, okay, this one first, this one's going to be second, and it's going to be the better one. The better one, not the redheaded stepchild.
Right.
Yep.
Like, it's so weird because I'm like, oh man, I heard nothing but problems of the other game. And then the free-to-play game comes out and goes, wow, this is so much better.
Yep.
Right?
I think the only problem I had playing the game is that I got routinely getting kicks to my desktop because I kept hard crashing over. Not a lot, but enough time to go. I'm getting hard crashed over and over. Like I don't know what I'm doing. Like it could be a graphics driver thing, but I don't know. Or is just my computer shitty?
Yep.
Or the game's just not optimized.
So I was talking about something like that today with a guy, and he said basically the anti-cheat software is preventing it doesn't work well on 4 series.
Oh.
Like specifically 4 series chips. Anything underneath the Skylake chip, it trips.
Huh.
So, and like you're pretty close to like needing an upgrade, but not really needing an upgrade.
That's interesting that they consider an older graphics card cheating.
It's not an older graphics card. It's literally your processor.
Oh, that's what it is.
Yeah.
Again, they didn't consider that when like throwing that shit together, but whatever.
Yeah. Well, EA literally did something today that pissed off somebody, and like I'm not gonna diss EA, but this is kind of like bullshit. The game works fine on Linux, so they patch it specifically so it doesn't work on Linux anymore. And it's like really name a company that has like done that. Like that is bullshit. Like why would you do that? And
yeah, they'll do the bare minimum, but not make it work properly.
Well, if it's working fine on Linux, just say it works fine on Linux. And then communicate. We have to disable Linux support for these reasons, and just say like a select number of the community has abused the right in order to used aimbots or something along those lines, and we don't think it's right. And people would go, okay, fine. They didn't even communicate that. That's all I'm going to say. But I got to say this about that game. It's really fucking good, and the shooting is really fun, and I want to get better at it, and I want to play it more. It's a game I want to play a lot more.
I have yet to try it.
There's a lot of small little things that they did that was like, oh, this is different from other, like Player Unknown Battlegrounds and frickin' Black Ops Blackout mode and other like what's it called? Just battleground games and such of like, oh, in this one, because it's a little more arcadey, and way more arcadey than I would say than even Fortnite. You can actually resurrect your dead teammates if you get to a resurrection call-in place. If you can collect their tag within the time limit of like a minute or even more than that, like a minute and a half, which is like, oh, that's cool. And also, when you kill someone when you're killing someone and they're dead on the ground and you see their body bag or their casket, I like to call it a casket because it's so big. The box has a color on it, and the color represents the highest level gear they have, which is like, oh, that's kind of neat. Just by a glance, and be like, oh, what does he have? He has a purple? Oh, fuck, I got to go over there and get that. Hope I don't die. Like, that's kind of neat, just knowing from a distance he has something cool on him. And what's another thing? Oh, each area that you go into tells you what the highest loot level is. Right. Yeah, this is like a lot of those small things are like, oh, this is mind-blowing. This is pretty good. Like a lot of small, just give them the info, because fuck it. It's like, this is real awesome. It's one of those games where
it's one of those games where it's like everyone sits there and says like this genre has had consistently improvements over its lifespan. Like consistent improvements. Like every game has gone better and better and better. Call of Duty beats Fortnite.
Even though Fortnite is still really, 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 really.
Well, no.
popular.
Let me rephrase this. Call of Duty beats PUBG. Okay.
Yep.
Yeah,
This is better than Call of Duty.
I would say so.
I would say that PUBG is below everything because PUBG, and I think that
was
the
the
only
first.
well, PUBG was first. I would say Fortnite is below everything for two reasons.
No.
I would say that they're both PUBG and Fortnite were parallel to each other, just because they're kind of at both the same. Both are kind of, I don't know, same level, just different. Because like they have giant people, massive people playing them, and they
Right.
both not really at the same time of release, but I mean, kind of close.
Mhm.
Like when Epic released their own version of it, they didn't realize how freaking big of an impact it would be. And if you're gonna add like who else is a better upgrade, I would say yeah, Call of Duty is definitely an upgrade compared to the both PUBG and Fortnite, and then Apex coming out. It just makes it feel like, oh, this is a better, a slightly better blackout mode because, again, just a little more arcadier fashion
It's a lot
Black
funner.
Ops mode. Yeah, just like you can almost wall run. You can't wall run in this game because you think you could because it's in Titan, in the same Titanfall universe.
You're not a pilot.
Yeah, you're not a pilot though, so you can't really wall run. You can't really do the same dumb garbage. But it's like, hey, like because you can't do the same dumb garbage, you could do other dumb garbage. Like the medic, she can just have a shield that just pops up like 180 degree in front of her when you're resurrecting someone, and he can't shoot through it, which is amazing. Or the robot, he can make a tether anywhere. It doesn't matter where it is. He can make a tether, and you can go straight. You can jump onto his tether, and you go anywhere you want. And also, he has a grappling hook, which can go anywhere. Doesn't matter where it is. You go there. Like a lot of dumb shit. You can call in an airstrike because fuck you. You want to live? Nah, you're gonna die right now. I think that's the Juggernaut guy. The guy who obviously the Hawaiian dude.
The Hawaiian dude who looks like fucking like Reinhardt, but with a fucking assault rifle, thus he's superior.
And a weird machete thing that he does for executions on people.
Yeah, dude, that guy's awesome.
Yeah, I actually got
I
got myself an execution on myself from someone else in the game the last time I played.
I got an execution on myself.
Or the word that better is I had an execution
By
happen
yourself?
to me, which is like I didn't know the game even had.
I had
So it's
an
like actually
execution on myself. Let's.
Get ready for my word salad.
I'm already elaborately happy and excited
Trying
by
to
this.
decipher this.
Yeah, it's not going well. Not going well, Josh.
Let me toss up this salad here a bit more and just pass it onto your plate. All right, here we go.
Thanks. Appreciate that.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, like the executions and shit, like I'm surprised the game even has that and didn't even advertise it. So I'm like, this is cool.
Right.
Yep.
I can't wait to play more of it actually. So
I don't blame you.
I also can't wait to play more.
all right, after
I haven't seen anybody play it yet, so I don't know what it's gonna be like if I watch it yet. So.
You would like it.
yeah,
Oh.
You would like it because it's a game that like you. Okay, let me say this like this. Allan doesn't play video games anymore, and Allan never is in the server where
do.
people play video games. No, but you play video games like fucking like World of Warships.
Hearts of Iron. strategy games. I play games that require actual skill.
You play games
You play
that are not
if you
like...
play games that are from the 1920s
No, don't
older.
Don't say that. That's mean. That's mean.
Just remember, that means I actually have to work for my victories, Josh. Just remember that.
Yeah.
Allan,
I have to work for it.
Allan plays games that require a lot of brain power, whereas me and Josh play a lot of games where teamwork and communication are important.
I would argue sometimes, well, not as much brain power, but it still requires a strategy of like where the guy's gonna go.
Yeah. So, like, the game is basically like, and like from what I've played, like I like that game. That game is really fun. The pinging system solves a lot of the problems that I have had with battle royale games. And like, I felt really comfortable playing that game by myself.
Yep.
So, like, it's not even like a bad thing, but like, dude, you would love it. Like,
all right.
Yeah, you should try it. And like, the other thing I'm going to sit here and say is that like it's a game that, like, you know how Overwatch is, where it's like Overwatch is like dropped off a cliff and basically like that. It's a game where I think that they could definitely expand it down the road. That makes sense. So, I'm excited for it. I kind of hope that more people play it. I like it and stuff like that. Kind of like how I like this next story that I posted in a chat. And this is kind of a feel-good story. And it kind of made me, how should I say this? It's not depressing as much as it's just feel good, because I think that, like, in this world we live in, where everyone's at each other's throats all the time, and, you know, everyone's just being complete and total dipshits and nimrods. And it's just easier sometimes to just go, well, fuck it, I'll blow my brains out and life will be great. And I'll just get high and life will be great. And I'll just self-medicate myself through this and it will be great. I want to talk about something that's a little bit more important and about the healing powers of music a little bit. And I'm referring to a story that I recently found on Reddit, and I wasn't logged in on Reddit, so I really didn't get my uplifting news. I didn't get, like, all my terrible subreddits I go to, like PC Master Race, r/gaming, and stuff like that.
Gundam.
Gundam. Yeah, Gundam's on there. Futurama's now, Cringetopia, stuff like that. Doom. Heady shit. So a father organizes heavy metal festival for his music loving son, Mason, who has cerebral palsy. Basically, son has had over 1,500 surgeries, close to 1,500 surgeries, and or 132 surgeries, and some were near-death experiences and stuff like that. The dad is a single dad, and so he organized a heavy metal concert. He's taking care of his son. So it's one of those things where it's like, it's important to understand that music, even if you don't like music, like, I love metal. Metal's really good. Yep. I have friends who go, like, metal's terrible. People shouldn't listen to metal. I have another.
They should be quiet.
Their
opinions do not matter.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. No. They should be. My dad, but like, I've grown up on, like, Tom Petty, Beatles, AC/DC,
Tom Petty,
Slipknot,
Sabaton.
No, I didn't grow up on Sabaton.
Oh no, yeah, that
Fleetwood
Sabaton
Mac.
was good.
And then I grew my own interests and stuff like that. And metal's always kind of been a part of my life, and punk rock and stuff like that. But I have friends who like rap, and like they sit there and they say metal's really good and stuff like that. And so this has been like, I've always kind of been like, a huge believer of the power of music and stuff like that. Music always kind of brings people together. And so it's been very interesting. I read this article and it was about basically what I was talking about. He's been single dad raising this kid and stuff like that. And basically one day he turned on Metallica and basically his son was crying really heavily, turned on Metallica, went in, cleaned the dishes, and his son stopped crying, and made him. It made him kind of like comfortable, and then he realized like more music over time and stuff like that. So it's been kind of like a part of his life. Yeah. And so I think it's really cool. If people are wondering about what the festival's called, it's called RMCD, September 8th, 2008. Nope, that's his name. He's doing this for awareness for cerebral palsy. It supports a really good cause. 1,200 of us, the ADA section. The Mason Metal Festival will take place March 23rd, 2019 in Minneapolis, Minnesota. So, Minneapolis, Minnesota. I'm probably butchering that name. But yeah, people should support that cause, and because music is important, and having music like that is important. I don't know. You guys okay with that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Music is important. And for some reason, the group of metal fans, they just seem to pull things together better than most fans.
Yeah. That's really funny. Like, you're 100% right. It's like they're the most
level-headed people on the face of the earth for some reason.
Yeah, it's odd. It's odd by that. Most metal fans don't really get sucked into bullshit and stuff like that. Most metal fans are really cool to talk to, too, I find.
Mostly.
I don't know, the guy who punched me in the back. That guy was a dick. Punches me in the back. Literally like, what the fuck?
Or the frickin', oh wait, mosh pit. I forgot about mosh pits. I didn't know they exist.
He punched me in the back trying to get into the mosh pit. It wasn't even intentional. He just was like, oh, mosh pit. Walked into the back, punched me in the back by accident. Like, he literally slammed into my back.
No, he slammed into like several other people.
It wasn't intentional.
It wasn't intentional. I've been hit in the face by a friend, and that wasn't intentional.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's not a big deal. But, yeah. People should support that, and it's going to a good cause. So,
yep.
I don't know. It made me feel a little bit happy about the power of music and stuff like that, and made me a little bit excited. Anything uplifting you guys want to talk about this week?
I've been playing another video game. That was actually a lot of uplifting fun.
How dare you play a video game?
I know, and it's actually a party game. It was. Hold on, I need to get to the dock. Play Drawful 2.
Why would you play Drawful?
2. No, hold on, Drawful 2.
Why would you play Drawful?
Because I don't know. It's a quick, fun doodle game you can play with a bunch of people.
This is like the. Go ahead.
And quick, fun drawing doodle game with a bunch of people, and you can bullshit a method of playing the game on your Wii U drawing tablet, which is awesome. Or if you had the technology, just whip out your drawing tablet that you have laying around and draw on that too. That works. And call up the web page on your computer. There's some real good doodles that happen from that thing. Oh boy. Basically I've been playing this game with Cathis and his group of friends. And
you haven't invited me.
I'm not sure if you would be wanting to get into it.
You're right, I wouldn't, because I have no time, and I would rather talk to Noah and other people.
Exactly. And like he poked at me and was like, "You wanna?" And I'm like, "You know what? Sure." I was going to do something else, but I'm like, I don't care.
I know. You should tell him that I would be interested in playing if he wants to invite me.
Okay.
Pass
I'll let him know.
Wink, wink, nudge, nudge. I'm totally not inviting myself and being a dick.
But yeah,
no, he's totally inviting himself.
That's yes, Allan. That's entirely what I am doing.
I know.
I am completely aware of this.
That's why I'm making it very obviously known.
He's slowly but surely.
Thank you for ruining the joke.
Oh, see if I call up one of my drawful galleries I saved, because there's some really good drawings that when we made. It was basically, there's a joke that I kind of came up with in the games, and now every other time if there's a drawing that no one can recognize what the hell is going on, we just immediately call out, "Oh, it's interpretive dancing."
Everything's interpretive dancing.
So basically, how you play Drawful 2 is first you log in and you draw a picture of whatever the hell you want to represent yourself. So you're like, oh, okay. So you like draw like maybe a soccer ball or maybe I don't know, Tetris or something just on the screen, and then you send that in. That's your avatar. And then you wait for other people to join in, and they do their avatars, they look cool, and they all get set up, and we all play the game. So, and how the game works is you get a title of almost anything under the sun. So it could be something like vampire sucking blood, or Tetris pieces falling on a house, or some of the worst ones you can get is like lard, or even the butt doctor, or even kangaroo eggs. Like, these are just 3 examples going through this list. And just some of them are just like, how am I gonna fucking draw this? And I should try to share this link if I can, because man, there's some. So this is why we all make the joke of calling out, oh, it's interpretive dancing, because some of the shit you have to draw is like, how in the fucking hell do I make something that says don't go in there? Like,
you have a sign pointing to a cave, and then you have an X, do not go in there.
Well, like you do that, or like you try to do that, or maybe like, oh, maybe I make like a door with fire and a bunch of like symbols saying don't go in there because fire or something.
Or you just write Goblin Slayer and then you just walk away. That's called a callback, listener, because we're experts.
Yeah, it's so.
Go full Doom guy.
Yeah.
Or
go full Doom guy.
Go Doom guy, full Doom guy. And so like now the joke is every other time we go like, what the fuck is this drawing? We just go, oh, it's interpretive dancing. Clearly, I don't know how you guys don't see interpretive dancing in this picture. Like, it's right there. Clearly, it's right there. It's interpretive dancing. I hope I put that in the right area. There we go, the drawful link. And it was just a lot of fun. Depending on how many people join up in the room, you can get 6 people and draw twice for everyone. Everyone draws twice, or it's a room of 8 and everyone draws once. And and also how the scoring happens is, you get the image show up, and the person had to draw the best they can of what the image was and what the title is. And you vote of what you think is the correct title for what that picture was. So like kangaroo eggs or Grand Canyon full of eggs or whatever. You're like, okay, so this looks like a waterfall full of eggs. So maybe it's running waterfall with eggs. And you you click on it and you're trying to figure it. You click on that option.
Oh, God damn it. I just saw what you posted.
I just looked at Josh's fucking butt doctor photo. Fuck me. That's beautiful. And then you have kangaroo eggs, bald porcupine.
Yep.
Oh, that's great.
there's a few that we had to draw, and Old Man at Six Flags is probably the best because when I first looked at it, I'm like, is this a JoJo reference? Because I thought it was the menace symbol, and I was like, the fuck? I'm like, and some of the options you have to pick from are just so random to be like, man, I sure hope these options get to be like some choice for someone else later down the line when they freaking go play the game. Because apparently that's how the game works, is the options that people vote for their favorite, like most of their favorite, actually kind of shows up in other people's games. So the funny thing is that because we said interpretive dancing, and some people typed that in just to be like, I don't know what the fuck this is, so interpretive dancing, and people voted that so many times, and I'm thinking it will show up in someone else's game of like, yeah, interpretive dancing. How the fuck are we gonna draw this? I'm like, good luck, fucker. Good luck, fucker. Like, we got kangaroo eggs. Yeah, deal with that.
Good luck, guy. Good luck, guy.
Yeah, good luck, artist. Hope you can figure out how to draw interpretive dancing. Yeah, and it's a really fun game. I highly recommend it. And also like the plethora of ways you can play any Jackbox game is fantastic.
It's weird. It's almost like it's a 10 out of 10.
Yeah, you can play it on a freaking toaster if you can have the passive. If you somehow get the toaster to have a touch screen on it and it has Wi-Fi, you can play it on the toaster. Like it's real good.
That's cool.
Or even a potato.
I can play it on potato.
You can play it on potato.
Okay.
Potato.
Or yam.
Potato.
Okay. Yeah. Speaking of potatoes.
Well,
Allan, did you rob Rory's potatoes?
I was considering doing it yesterday, considering it was my birthday.
You robbed his... It was your birthday?
Yeah.
You didn't tell me.
Yeah. I don't need to tell everyone.
Okay. You're like me now. You're becoming me. This
actually,
is just...
I had to... actually, what makes it really funny is I had to explain to someone that a rule of thumb with me was... unless me telling you is actually going to affect your day, I'm not going to tell you about my birthday.
Good.
And the person stopped and they're like, huh, that's fair. And I'm like, yep. And then I just proceeded with my day because they were like, I don't know how to respond to that. I guess we'll just
it's
go
like,
on.
It's like when I told somebody point blank, I said to their face, unless they were like, well, I guess you don't get anything for your birthday. And I said, good. Like, that was my response is, good, I don't want anything.
Yep.
This was the girl.
No, I actually, for the most part, yesterday was actually pretty fun because I got actually a lot done. I could have got more done, but it's going to happen from time to time where I don't get stuff done on my days off from school.
You have days off from school?
Yep, because I have no class on Tuesdays and Thursdays.
I'm taking 6 classes.
I'm only taking 5.
I want to strangle you.
It's because I'm actually doing a lot of entry level classes, and I only have one class is 3 hours a day. Is 3 hours on Mondays, and I have my psychology class is a hybrid class, so I spend 1 hour at school, and then the rest I spend at home studying on my own.
Oh, good for you.
So yeah,
Good.
My days off aren't really days off.
Okay, well, that makes it better for me, I guess. Still upset at you.
Yeah, no, that's fair.
Yeah, still
So, what? But yeah, besides this week, other than my birthday, nothing really interesting happened this week.
I played Doom again.
There's a few political things that I have had happen, though.
I don't want to know.
Well, of course, there's the presidential address.
Oh, boy. Donald Trump said something, and people were sad?
No.
Oh, people were happy?
Yeah.
Is the world ending?
Let me put it that. No. So there's a part where he gets a group of people in the room to start chanting USA, and then everyone in the room starts chanting USA. And it's just like, holy shit, he actually unified the House for once in like 15 years. And I was actually impressed. And then the outcoming polls, which I'm not 100% sure on because I haven't been able to verify it. But the thing is that apparently the poll were like the response polls to his presidential address to the United States, so the State of the Union. His rating was 75% positive.
Good for him.
Yeah.
Good for him.
Like, I have to admit, I didn't see this coming.
I never see Trump as the guy who is a very strong president, but I do see him as a president.
He's right now he's a good president. The only way he can be a strong president is if the Democrats actually start working with him.
But that's
which they won't.
No,
they don't want to.
Well, they're so divided as a party too. Like that's the other thing is like have you heard about the Green New Deal?
Yeah, I heard about that.
That's
I don't know how I feel
up.
about it.
It's fucked up, man. It's just at the end of the day, it's like you have a lot of people who are like pulling each other's horns, giving each other tugs. And then you have like one group on one side and stuff like that. It's like how like the thing I always say of like don't ever trust a male feminist.
Yep.
Don't ever trust a male feminist.
Mm-hmm. I know.
Because, oh yeah, I know you know. I'm just saying, like, I've seen it way too often where male feminists have been dipshits. So don't ever trust a male feminist.
Sorry.
But it's like people don't understand that, like, people don't understand that, like, the reason why he won is very obvious if you just look. And, like, he won fair and square. He won.
Yep.
It's not the worst thing in the world.
I actually know somebody who believes that that does believe straight up, like, actually does believe that that the Russians did hack, and I had to explain to him. It's like I actually stopped and I was like, okay, so let's go with your theory that the Russians hacked.
Mm-hmm.
As of right, if they hacked to get Donald Trump in power, why didn't they just go for somebody who was even more willing to negotiate with? Because there were actually a few other people who were like why would they risk putting Mike Pence? Mike Pence is probably like that one guy that if Donald Trump got assassinated, the positive relationships between Russia and fucking U.S. would fucking disappear in a minute. Because he's a hard old-fashioned boy.
Oh yeah, and like I'm not.
And like then you have to like wonder about like Trump's like choices for like some of his state ministers and stuff like that. You like immediately put your hands up, step back, and go, hold up, okay, timeout.
Weird.
Like it's and on top of that, and then I also brought up the point of what about when the U.S. rigs elections in other countries, and it's like, well, I don't approve of it. And it's like, oh, so who cares then? And it's like, what do you mean? It's like if Russia did and U.S. did, clearly you don't care and you don't approve, but you can't change that.
Mm-hmm.
So what you do instead of complaining about it was the Russians is you grow up, you figure out why you lost, and stop blaming other people for your problems.
And that's the thing I think that most people are hoping that happens, but I don't think it will. And I understand where you're coming from. It's like, at the end of the day, it's not like people are the most receptive right now. It's more of It's more of these people are looking for a fight. They want to fight no matter what. So,
Yep.
whatever. It's not a big deal. The thing that
They want things their way.
And like, I will be honest, like, I have called both sides are equally stupid. Both sides are equally dumb. Both sides equally need to like look at each other in the mirror because both of them are exactly the same. And like, I'm sorry, but like, I recently had a disagreement with somebody, and it was about the Epic Games Metro thing. And he goes like, I don't see why this is a big deal. And like, you know, like I don't understand it. And he was actually walking back his points and stuff like that. And I said, and he says like, you know, and I don't understand, but like at the end of the day, when he finally got to the root cause of the issues, he said, I think people are being stupid because we just had a homeless man die in the city and nobody really cares. And I said, what are you going to do to solve that then? That was my response. And that's always my response is, what are you going to do to make the world a better place? Are you going to start a charity? Are you going to donate money to... are you going to donate...
You should be... my policy is, as I explained to two people, be responsible for yourself and only be responsible for somebody else when they are put under your authority. That is only when it happens is when you should be concerned about what other people's actions are.
Yeah, but like...
unless they break the law. That's when another time you become, like, do stuff.
Yeah, but like... What I mean by that is like, you should be responsible for yourself.
Yeah.
But if you wanted to end, let's say like you wanted to end homelessness. Okay, what are you going to do? Okay. Rory had a really good statement on this statement where he said like, I can say the word retard because I sit there and I help children in need all the time.
Yeah.
Who are mentally ill and handicapped. And I sit there whenever somebody gets really upset about that. I say, look, I don't say these things because I don't want to piss those people off. How dare you go after a mentally challenged person and equate them to being the same thing? They're not the same thing. Somebody being retarded is very different from somebody being mentally handicapped.
Yeah. Actually, the way I've always used retarded is somebody's acting fucking retarded.
Yeah.
Whereas with a kid who, like, has mental handicaps or is mentally disabled, that's the difference. To me, that is the key difference. Being retarded is meant to be an insult.
Yeah.
It is specifically set up. Like, if you use it in its actual correct terminology, it is being held back, or being prevented from moving forward in society.
Yeah.
Or I think I can't remember what the exact definition is, but the reason why you use it like that is because somebody is just like, you have to emphasize how fucking stupid these people are, and that's the reason why. That's the reason why that word holds such an effective grasp.
Oh yeah.
It's the same with the N word, and it's the reason why a good example is Chris Black. No, you'll understand what I mean.
Chris Rock.
Chris Black. Yeah, Chris Rock. Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Chris Black. He is black. He brings up a really good example is where he's like, black people will go out and get a job and work themselves hard and try to do better for themselves. An N-word won't do jack shit. And he breaks it down. Like, even he's like, no, you fail to understand. Black people hate the N-word more than white people because they set people. And I'm like, yeah, no, I would agree with that. And if you fit the definition that for the way that people are using it, that's the thing. But because that word also has connotations and stuff like that, you can't effectively use it. However, with words.
I'm not looking at Josh's photo, and I'm very glad that Josh posted something. Did Josh post? Didn't Josh post something? Oh no, somebody else.
Nope.
Okay.
But that's what I mean is words have power, and on top of that, it's the intent of the user that should matter, not the person who takes offense.
Well, no, it's not just that. It's words have power. Don't give them power.
Yeah.
If you don't want somebody to say the word, don't say it. Just don't.
Don't say it or just don't care.
Yeah, don't give two shits.
The moment you trivialize a word
The
in a way
most
that,
offensive things I have said have been targeted at people who I know will get under their sin.
Skin, not sin.
Skin, whatever. Like, I have called people idiots to their face, and they've agreed with me. But like, my honest opinion on this is like the people who don't understand, or the people who are still like, part of me thinks that like the reason why like. Part of me doesn't think like the reason why the world is so fucked up is because at the end of the day, society needs what society needs to do is society needs to understand that we as a group of individuals are beholden to a lot of things, and we need to understand better that like we can't let these things get to us. We just can't. Even though it might be tempting, just don't let it get to you.
Yep.
And everything will probably work out fine.
Yep.
Eventually.
But yeah, no, it's other than like these few things that have happened this week, other than the president's address.
That was a really good topic.
Yeah,
There was a lot.
We kind of spiraled out. We spiraled away from it.
Well, I think there's some editing that I'm going to have to do, but whatever.
I don't know why. I didn't say any. I didn't say any of the big words.
I know you didn't, but I think that like I might edit it out and put it somewhere else.
Whatever.
At the end.
Fine, whatever.
I don't know.
But
I might.
Yeah, no.
I don't know. I might not.
But that's the thing is what like happened this week for me is other than the president's address, becoming a year older, I guess, or having successfully made it around the sun another year.
Mm-hmm.
Personally, right now, the only thing that I have going on right now is just preparing for midterm hell next week.
All right, you get midterm hell.
Well, I have 3 exams next week, and it's nothing too bad.
I was going to say, for that midterm hell, make sure you go invest some time in a puppy pit.
Yeah.
No. There's no... Those who use those things because they can't handle the stress that they're in because of school need to realize that when they get out in the real world, those puppy pits aren't around, and those stressful situations come up a lot more often.
Puppy pits.
They have one of those fucking puppy pits at my school, and it's like the most infuriating thing ever. Because I'm like sitting there, I'm just like, why? Why would you do that?
Puppy pit.
I mean, at the same time, it's like you can tell like the people who are like using it. Like, I almost used it because I was like, well, I might as well. What's the worst that can happen?
Adorable puppies.
Right.
I mean, you start going there regularly?
I like, yeah, but like I've sat there screamed at my dog, and my dog's been like, oh.
Yeah, but that's the thing is like, okay, all right, I personally hate fucking puppy pits or kitten pits or wherever the fuck people.
You hate people dealing with. Here's the thing, is that not you specifically, but you find that stuff infuriating because you feel as if it lowers people down, right?
No.
Okay, please explain. I was completely wrong. I assumed.
I hate it. Because of it doesn't lower people down. It prevents people from growing.
Okay.
It stops them because suddenly I can't handle this situation. So instead of me trying to solve this problem, I'm going to go here and cuddle with a dog. It prevents you from growing. If you have it, and this is the thing, I understand that most people can't have dogs at home and stuff like that. Fine, whatever. But you are at school. You are a grown adult. You are expected to be able to handle these situations, because if you can't handle them here, you're not going to be able to handle them out in the real world.
Oh yeah.
And I've actually I've had to explain this to someone who was like, well, if you're stressed, go talk to the dog, go spend time with the dog. And I just straight up laid that out to them, and they're like, huh, that's actually like a fairly good reason. And I'm like, yes, because it's logical, it makes sense, and rather than me just like letting my life just wallow in the same spot that I am, I actually try to move forward, or try to progress, or try to make myself better. Because as long as I'm doing that, as long as every day I'm doing something different, I'm improving in some way. And that means at the end of that, I actually grow, and I actually develop. I actually challenge myself. It doesn't always need to be a big thing. It can be little things, and little changes are better than big changes because you progress towards the big things.
Yeah. No, you're 100% right.
Again, I wouldn't mind if it was like the dog, because a good example is the fact that dogs are actually like really good companion animals. And even I will say, like, if I have a rough day, I will go sit with my dog. But that's the thing. It's my dog. In other words, it's still my responsibility.
It is mine. Okay.
It is mine, and it's my responsibility. So I actually need to be able to like show that I'm still capable of looking after this kind of like animal and stuff like that. Whereas with the school pets and stuff like that, it's they just tend to like keep the animal around because, hey, why not?
Well, it's not even that. It's like the most stupidest thing ever, because like people are like they put those things in, and it's like, why?
Yeah.
Why? And like I understand like some people, but like it's like, come on, guys. Like it's not even like you're doing something I don't like. Thus is terrible. It's like, no. It's like, guys, not a big deal.
Yep.
It's just not. It's if you're stressed, go talk to someone. Go get drunk. Like, just go get fucking drunk.
I wouldn't say that. I would
say that because I'm a fucking alcoholic.
Find a way that you can de-stress yourself without it being destructive.
Yeah, it's called
a good example: video games, reading, drawing. Believe it or not, like if you use certain actions or certain events to like relax yourself and wind yourself down, you won't run into these kind of problems and stuff like that.
Going for a run.
It allows you to actually unwind, because alcohol doesn't unwind you. Alcohol slows you down.
What are you talking about? Liquid Courage is the greatest thing ever. It totally did not ruin a friendship of mine.
I'm not going to jump on that. I'm going to leave that be.
Don't. Please don't.
But yeah, I like that. That's the reason why I don't like a lot of certain things, because I just.
Yeah. I got one more topic. Josh has none. You have none. I have one more topic.
I don't really yeah.
It's not a beach, it's a bathtub.
Josh, you bought a graphics card today.
Yeah, I bought... I didn't really buy it. A friend of mine was needing to get a computer upgrade, like a complete overhaul. So he just dropped 3Gs on a brand new computer.
Like a boss. And
yeah.
He did... See, I'm slightly upset.
Uh-huh.
Because he has a better computer than me.
Yeah. The card alone is $1,000.
Yeah. And mine was like $800. So he has a better computer than me.
Yeah. Oops.
Whoa. Oh. Bye. Ladies and gentlemen, just so you understand, Josh just kind of like casually left the chat. And we were like, oh, I guess the topic's over. Good night, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah, so Josh's buddy bought a better card than mine. Which is okay, I guess. Fine.
You're not bitter of it whatsoever.
I'm not actually. Like, I might be coming off a little bit bitter, but I'm actually like really happy for him. But the reason why I bring that up is because another graphics card came out this week. It goes, I wonder what this is. And the fact of the matter is that it is not very good. Basically, it's funny because, like, you know, you can only ever be right so many times and be like, this is disappointing, and like, this is very disappointing because it's like the benefits of a 7 nanometer is not shown at all. But basically Vega 7 came out and everyone's like, well, like, you know, it's the card that it's gonna make NVIDIA lower the prices. And then the card came out and everyone's like, yeah, you shouldn't buy it.
Yep.
That was the news story. This is my actual opinion. This is what I'm going to say is like, holy fuck, guys. Like, this is not new. Things. This has never been not new things. Not been a constant that AMD releases a new card and then has it be shit for a bit.
Yep.
The big things that they said were like it had very terrible driver support, which makes sense. 7 nanometer new architecture, which actually isn't new architecture. It's hot and loud, and yeah, like
it suffers a lot of problems that it probably shouldn't.
Well, one of the things it does, and this is important, and this is really cool that they did this, and this seems like much more directed at like high-end overclockers than anything else. But overclocking straight up doesn't work in this card, so what the fuck ever. Why would anyone use any of the utility? Why would anyone use this card then? One of the things it does is it actually gives you your actual chip temperature. So inside the chip, there's actually like a temperature probe. So it will tell you like the actual temperature of the chip itself inside the silicone. And then, whereas most graphics cards will tell you the corner temperature. So like when you're at 60C, you're actually at like 90C inside. Okay? Throwing the distance usually start happening until you hit 110. But basically what ends up happening is that basically what ends up happening is basically the actual chip itself basically just stops running. And then you basically are like, huh, that's odd.
My system, my graphics card just stopped working.
Right?
Yep.
So it's not really like a big deal, but it's kind of a big deal. People would care about it. People should care about it.
Yep.
Yeah, and like they do a lot of smart things. It's a very high, good card. Benchmarks look okay. Like it looks about 2080-esque. So, but the drivers are just not there. And yeah, that's disappointing.
Yep. Well,
oh, and I should sit there and say that AMD had like the chance to fucking like destroy NVIDIA with this card. Like,
and they didn't.
Well, no, it's like
this is the wanted fact of what happens with when somebody says this card's going to destroy NVIDIA. And I hate to break it to you, NVIDIA has so solidified themselves right now with just being competent. In their production.
No, they haven't. They've not been productive. What they've done is year over year, they have sat there and continued to be dipshits. And we're not even talking about like competent dipshits. We're talking about like actual pants on head, like.
Hold up. Just remember, there's two things that's happening here. They're being dipshits.
Yes.
But their competition has been incapable and incompetent.
Yes.
And And remember, if the competition would actually bring out something that would be competent and capable to beat them, the competition would buy it. Would be beginning to dethrone Nvidia. And that's the thing is, while I don't like Nvidia and the argument that they're still dipshit, I can agree with that. But they're competent because everybody's still buying Nvidia. If it's stupid and it works, it ain't stupid. Just remember that policy. I know you don't like that, but that's a really big point to have said.
I don't like it, but you're right. So stop being right, please.
Too late. He's so right.
Yep. The moment you stop to think about it logically, it makes sense.
That's the thing. It's like the moment I stop.
Remember, you vote with your wallet.
Damn it.
In the market.
Yeah, that's true. I do.
And I know for a fact that, like, considering how you talk about this and how consistent these problems have been for like the past 2 years that we've been doing this podcast with me constantly on.
Yeah.
And whenever Nvidia comes up, and there's always like some sort of like issue coming up with Nvidia and stuff like that.
Well, it's not
You've been fairly like strict on it and hard on it.
Well, you want to know the disappointing thing and stuff like that is like, you want to know how you beat Nvidia? And it's like,
actually put out a competent and capable graphics card.
No. You play to the benefits of 7 nanometer. You want to know how you play to the benefits of 7 nanometer? Oh, I don't know. Release 7 nanometer silicon.
Mm-hmm.
That actually challenges the 2080 Ti.
Yep. Oh man.
Hey. And then sit there and say,
hold up. That still requires the competition to be competent.
Yeah. And like it's really funny because like every reviewer sits there and says this, and they're not wrong. And they're not wrong when they say this. And it's kind of frustrating because you know what? Like the last thing I want to sit there and say is that like, you know, these reviewers are actually like 100% correct because, you know, I'm just adding a voice into that where I want to kind of be more devil's advocate. I kind of want to be more of like, you know, it's not as dire as it sounds. No. It's as dire as it sounds. But a lot of them sit there and say that like, if it's weird because AMD basically's processing division is now keeping them afloat, whereas before it was a graphics card division that was keeping them afloat.
Yep.
And their graphics card division wasn't even really that good. So what I'm hoping will happen, and this is just me, and this is me being honest, is like if AMD really wanted to do this right, what they would do is they would release a card that plays more to the strengths of 7 nanometer.
Yep.
So what does that mean? Well, you release the Radeon 7, 16 gig, and then you release the Radeon 7, release the Radeon 7 64 gig, the total shipbox card that is. And then you sit there and you say, hey, it challenges the 1080 or 2080. Okay. Then you release the Radeon 7 56. Or a cut down version of the Radeon 7. Okay. Because like people like me are in the market for like a cheap card that actually has really good support. But AMD doesn't want to do that.
Yep.
And the reason they don't want to do that is because this is based on their Instinct architecture. So these are cards that pretty much have been binned. And all of the good ones are going to the databases and stuff like that. Because let's be honest, $1,000 or like $2,000 versus $600. Okay, you're gonna give the $2,000 ones to you're gonna keep the good ones and sell them for $2,000. So these are binned chips, and like that's what I'm thinking they are. Already, so they're not like the best chip. Period. Like the things that are interesting.
I like how you're like period, and you're not wrong. It is like they have.
They're doing this. Yeah. So, like, it's like you're getting a chip that's not even, like, fully... It's not the best chip. So it's like, yeah, of course it's not going to be as good as you think it is. Of course it's going to be in silicon. Of course there's going to be issues with it out of the gate. Of course there's things that are going to be wrong with it. You're sitting there and you're saying that 7 nanometers is really, like, good? Dude, Intel has struggled with 10 for years and years. And the thing is that people don't understand is that, like, the Radeon 7 needed to play to a specific market. It was not playing to that specific market. That's the reason why I'm upset. Because it's not like I don't want to sit there and like the Radeon 7. It's not like I don't want NVIDIA to lower the prices. It's not like I don't sit there and think that that GPU can be good. It's the fact that this has been a song and dance that every computer part manufacturer has done for about years. And it's not even frustrating. It's more of like, oh, like NVIDIA does this, and then they sit there and they say, yeah, we're going to release this GPU, and it's going to be great and fantastic, and it's going to be 20 times better than the previous generation GPU. And then you actually compare it, look at the numbers, and you're like, oh, they lied.
Man.
And then it's like AMD does the exact same thing, and then a reviewer gets it, and it's like, yeah, but the drivers suck.
Yep.
And it's like, man, like, I understand making this stuff is hard, but, like, really, like, competition in the graphics card market is not good right now. It doesn't exist. And it's really funny because even when Intel was could have fucking done nothing, year over year, they could have just said, we're not releasing a chip. Why would we release a new chip? We're just not going to do it.
Yep.
The only reason, like, why we've gotten Skylake 3 times over is because every single time Intel has tried to do 10 nanometer, it blows up in their face. So they have no architecture. So they really were panicking. That's really the reason. So what ends up happening is AMD pushes out Ryzen. It does really well. I think the hobbyist market actually really likes it. By the way, Josh, the i7 8700K, good processor. You could have saved $300 and gotten an 8 core. Just saying. Okay.
Whatever.
Yeah, shoot me in the leg. Sorry, bud. Didn't want to do that. But
it was his money.
Yeah, it's his money. But for you, you should get a Ryzen. Okay? Okay. For you. Just because it might be cheaper.
I think that's a podcast, though.
No, I'm not done yet. Okay.
I think we should be done because we've been going for an hour.
But I'm not done yet. Let me finish.
All right.
Okay. So even when Intel was doing that, they were still releasing positive performance numbers year over year. It wasn't like 20% improved. It was about 5% improved. And then it became, we've just increased the core clocks because this Skylake refresh. Fuck off. And everyone was sad. But everyone was also like at the same time like, okay, like Skylake refresh. Okay, whatever. Intel still kept the same pricing structure throughout that entire generation of CPUs, where they basically could have done nothing. They could have jacked prices up 400%. I don't understand why. I understand why people are upset. I understand why people are disappointed. But at the same time, it's like, then if you're so upset and so disappointed, then don't buy NVIDIA. Like, why do you think a 2080 Ti costs $1,700 Canadian, about $1,200 American? It's because people were buying GTX Titans for about $1,000. And NVIDIA, being the introspective individuals that they are, sat there and said, people are actually willing to give us money for this stuff. And they did smart business decision, which is not always the moral business decision. And it's not even like, and it really says something about Intel, because Intel is like, usually regarded as like the worst of all computer companies on the planet Earth because of what they did and tried to get a monopoly. They were actually buying people from using AMD actual processors in their laptops, which were more energy efficient at the time and usually had like a 20-time increased performance. 20%.
Yep.
Increased performance. So it was like a dastardly level. And now everyone's sitting there being like, I really hope like, here's the thing I would actually be interested in. I really hope Intel releases a new GPU. And I hope it's good.
We'll have to wait and see.
And you know what? Like, this is just me saying it. Roger's a fucking brilliant bastard, and I'm pretty sure he can do it.
Probably, yeah.
Yeah, he is. And, yeah. So anyways, I'm sorry for keeping my two hosts awake while I went on that rant. I gotta take a dog for a walk.
It's more like I want to actually like get some
go to bed
before I go to bed.
Yeah. Same here.
Yep. But yeah, no, for the most part, like
I'm gonna power off the server.
Yeah.
All
right.
But yeah,
that is a podcast, though.
Thank you for listening to the Black Mind Podcast, episode 186, Mark II. You can listen to us every Thursday on blackmindgames.podbean.com. You can also listen to us on your favorite podcasting app of choice. Thank you, and have a good night.
Good night.
And this is the part where the country music comes in. Yeah, there's... do you guys want to start the show?
Yeah, I'm pretty much ready to start the show.
Is this gonna be a Jeff Rance show?
Probably.
Maybe.
Your life's been that uneventful?
It's not that it's been uneventful. It's just that I've been focusing on my classes and stuff like that.
I have been masturbating less. I've been focusing on my classes. Oh, great. Talk about those. Talk about how much you love politics.
Oh, no.
Hate people. And military commands.
Oh,
Depends.
no.
And me and Josh can sit here and go and then start sending messages to each other. This is the reason why the show has to be recorded live eventually, where where I can actually punch Allan in the face.
Just a giant drop kick. You don't have to punch. You should just jump on the table and just...
What we need is everyone needs MMA gloves.
Oh, yeah, those small gloves.
The small gloves that cover your fucking knuckles. So that way then, like, when we go on a fucking rant, like, we can just start going...
No, you do the pro wrestling pounce on the guy and just do the repeated punches over and over.
So that way then, like, when we go on a rant, like, if I go on a rant about how life sucks and everyone's terrible and we should just purge the planet and just aim an exterminatus laser, somebody just, like, goes... So then Allan just punches me in the face.
Just smokes you across the face. Just stop.
I think it would be hilarious.
We pick up that folding chair we're sitting on and then...
This is a great idea. We should do it.
And then we go, oh man, I smoked him real hard. Yeah, you kind of overdid it.
Oh, he
Shit.
has a concussion now.
Well,
fuck. We should take him to the hospital.
Is he breathing?
He's bleeding from his face.
Yeah. Well, let's talk about video games then. Okay.
just sitting there and then being like we're gonna talk about video games, and then like we're gonna talk about video games, and then all of a sudden just like, no, I gotta finish. Punch. Oh, he has a concussion now. I'm okay.
Oh, you know what? I played Drawful 2, and
I played a good video game.
Yeah, I played a party video game basically. Oh, and then Apex. We can What's it called? Apex Legend?
Yeah, Apex Legends. I played that too. It's okay.
Yeah, it's like once you get
It's really fun.
once you figure out the weird UI, it's not too terrible. Like at first it's jarring because you're like, I'm not sure what anything is, but it turns out, oh no, wait, his UI is pretty good. It's just that I'm used to dog shit Black Ops.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, there's a whole lot of cool things going on that you're like, you take a second to look at and go, oh wait, that's a real good indicator. I just takes a second to think about what that means. So it's like, oh, that's good. I don't know. You can start the PCast, and then I don't know. Maybe I could talk about video games first and get on with that.
All right. Sync in 3, 2, 1.